I don't slut shame nobody. Just as long as you know person's status, you're good. So I'm like, a person is not a hoe because they're bisexual. They're a hoe because they're a hoe. And that is it. It's nothing beyond that. So like, when people say, oh, you bisexual, you must fuck with everybody. I'm like, do I like you? So does your statement still sound valid? No.
What's your name? What are your gender pronouns? How old are you? And what's your sexuality?
My name is Ziana Marcession. My pronouns are they, them, their. I am bisexual.
What are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about a lot of things. I love music. I love art. Any form of art, I guess. I love peace. I like, I don't know, happiness.
What do you do in your spare time?
If I'm not at home doing TikToks, I'm going out, being with friends maybe, school. I love doing poetry.
Tell us a little about what it was like when you were growing up. What was your relationship to your parents, siblings, and friends?
I grew up with a single mom and my sister. I grew up in Central Ward of Newark. My earliest days that I remember, I think I do vaguely remember being like 3 or 4, living from house to house. And then I lived in a shelter. And then I lived in the projects, which was called Little Bricks. I lived there for about 6 years, from when I was 4 until they closed down when I was 10. And I ended up moving to like the West Side Park area, which is still kind of Central Ward. Well, it is Central Ward, and I live there. I still live there to this day. And yeah, I was raised with my mom's. I was raised with my father. He was in jail. Forgave him a long time ago, but my mama is who I know and who I raised and that's all I needed. And my sister, her stubborn behind. I love her though.
What does non-binary mean to you?
In the professional way, I think of it as I don't associate with anything on the binary spectrum in terms of men or women. And the funniest way I could put it, from a person that's like, I'm not even gonna like say that I made this up, but like they said that, you know, men are right here, women are right here. I'm all the way over there. I don't associate with none of this. So I'm just like, my non-binary, gender non-conforming behind, genderqueer behind us over there. So I don't know, it's just, I'm not, it's like people think of it as this like gray area. We just over there. I just don't identify as male or female. Anything binary.
Can you share your gender identity story? What experiences occurred that made you realize that you were non-binary?
When I started being around Rutgers, I was like around there a lot by the time I turned 18, and I just was learning a lot more about the LGBTQ community and just like things beyond the binary and the LGBT. I learned more about the plus. And I was already going through like I already went through like the whole sexuality like journey, and then I was just like, I don't know, some question just popped up in my head like, do you really identify as a guy? I never asked myself that shit before. I was 19, and I don't know, I never really like, you know, identified what people classified as manly, or like what you have, like the gender roles of a man I never associated with. But like, you know, I was just like, wait, hold on. Now, is it because it was scary, because I don't know, I think sexuality, it was another thing, because I was just like, I identified as a gay man at the time. I didn't even know if I was gay or not. So like, I was like, okay, this is weird. So it's just like, going through this process of not knowing who the hell you are. Because now, in the mix of me questioning my gender identity, it was also my sexuality that I was like, you know, confused about too. So it took a little bit for me to just like figure it out. So for a while, I just was like, I think I'm gonna just use they them pronouns to like I felt safer there. So by the time went by, I'm just like, oh, non-binary. This feels like something I can identify with, and I just, that's how it's been in that, like at the beginning of that time. And it's complicated because I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto, filled with it's already an issue with being queer, like in terms of sexuality, but now I have this identity where nobody really knows what it is. Oh, damn it. Okay, cool. Well, nobody knows what gender, they just know guy or girl. And I'm just like, I feel like I can't handle sexuality. I feel like I can't handle like being gay or being bi or pan or anything. But now it's just gender, because I come from a community where they call it like they see it. But with gender non-binary, it's no concrete look of what it is. And people see me, they just think of this dude, this guy. It was good, bro, sir. Was just all this. I'm just like, I don't conform to that. So it's just like so weird. So like for the past couple of years, I'm 22 now. So for the past couple of years, that's something I've been dealing with. I'm just like, so like people just see me as this dude in terms of family. It's complicated, but I'm just happy that I found something that I identify with, and I don't have to live in that constant state of not knowing who I am. But it's the problem of like expressing it, because I take pride in it, but it's just you get tired of explaining what the hell you are, especially when they don't even know what the LGBTQ community is, especially when they can't even pronounce LGBTQ. So yeah, that's been a problem for a while. But
what experiences, if there are any, left you shaken, distraught, or annoyed because of how others perceive your gender identity? What gets me like shaken, there was this video that went viral that I posted on TikTok a while ago in terms of bisexual men, and everything that like people had an issue with, they kept misgendering me. They kept, it's this, like I'm a bisexual non-binary, and I tell people like whatever binary things y'all got in y'all head in terms of cishet people, that does not apply to me. It's just like people tell me as a man I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that, and it's just like it annoys me. And it's just like it's like a thing with gender in general. People have gender roles, like you have these responsibilities on different genders, and like I said, I was raised with a single mother, so whatever you think a man is supposed to do, my mother has done all of those things. So like I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to present myself this way, and I should be doing this, I should have this amount of power. And they just view like my gender expression as a weakness in terms of masculine or feminine. And I don't know, it's just like it puts fear in my heart a little bit, because I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. Sometimes I act like it doesn't faze me. It does. Like I'm just like, whatever you say I'm supposed to do as a man, I've seen people outside of my gender do the same damn thing. As long as I'm doing my thing, being a positive impact to people, doing all the right things, my gender is what you should not be worried about. So, but people don't understand that, and people don't get it. So it's just like, and like people think non-binary, like the identity of non-binary people are it's just not tangible, I guess.
Like it's not something that they can see or understand. So I'm just like, so like dealing with that, expressing that all the time is just it's frightening. It's that, you know, you just feel like you're like the center, like, and when you're in the center, people could just chew you up a little bit. But it's annoying.
What do you wish people knew about being non-binary?
It's not one look. That's why I don't go up to people and just, I try not to like go up to people and assume what their gender identity is, because like the fact that non-binary people like don't have a look. Same thing with other genders, male or female, it doesn't have a concrete look, which is like, you know, it's really important to ask for pronouns, because you never know what a person can, like the connection to pronouns, or like, you know, what they identify with, because sometimes, like, you know, with trans people, there's a lot of trauma with pronouns. So it's like, it's just not one look. You can't just look at me and just assume I'm this person when I'm not. And yeah, I don't know, I guess that's one thing. And non-binary people, it's just like, I don't know, just we exist. It's a thing. It's a thing to not conform to gender. I like just binary genders and just stick out. It happens, but not many people understand it. It's just, but yeah, that's what I could think of. Yeah, we're here. It exists. They, them. I don't. Maybe. Oh yeah. Maybe just like the like people make pronouns seem like it's so hard. I've heard so much stupid shit out of cisgender people. Like make it seem as if like they like, man, I don't do that pronoun shit. You have pronouns. You have pronouns. And like when they make it seem as if when they make it like you know, they is multiple people. We've been doing this shit I've been doing this shit for years. So like you know, like people say they, them as a singular too when they don't want to just generally like assume a person's gender, because let's just say somebody does an action, you don't know what the gender is. Oh, they did it, because we don't know what it is, what they are. So they're probably just they're probably just, so I'm like, why y'all making it so hard? It's not that hard. So yeah, that's another thing. It's like it seems like a pet peeve, but it's just it's a little, I guess you could say it's trauma, because you make who I am seem like, and then like an annoying ache in your back, or just something annoying and you just wish it could go away. No, it's not that simple. So yeah, that's what I could think of.
Mm-hmm. When did you first know you were a bisexual non-binary, and what did the coming out process look like for you?
So when I was growing up, in the hood, you know, I've witnessed homophobia for years, TV, and I don't know. In the back of my head, I'm just like, y'all kill queer people because they love what they love. Y'all dehumanize, patronize, kill, abuse these people for loving who they love. You bully. I'm just like, I was a kid thinking this shit. I'm just like, y'all really do this shit? But like in a way, I was like, you know, scared to be that person. So like, I conform to like, you know, being the dude like, yo, what's good? What's happening? Like, yo, what's good, bro? Yeah, football, basketball, that shit. And I don't know, like it was just weird to me. So like, I got older. I wasn't like the type to, you know, bully anybody for being gay. So then I like, you know. And then it was just like that point in my life when I was like, you know, if I came across my sexuality, I will not shame myself for this. I won't do it. Y'all not gonna shame me for loving who I love. I'm gonna make sure my closet is transparent, and I'm gonna make it known. and then I was 14, 15, and I just got introduced more to my like sexual preferences, and I remember just like watching different free gay films on YouTube. Sorry, it's such a throwback. Just watching. I watched so many gay films, I swear, and I was straight, but it was just something I was trying to figure out for myself. And I was 14, and it was weird because I was scared of getting caught because all of my friends were straight men. And one of them, I'm not gonna name no names, but to my knowledge, he was homophobic. As it turns out, I was wrong. When I got older, I realized he wasn't homophobic. But I was scared to express that, so I kept that to myself. But I was just like, you know, keeping my sexual journey to myself from my closest friends at the time. All boys, all straight men. And I'm just like, you know what, I might like dudes. And I remember one time I almost got caught. Well, I kind of did. My friend was looking through my YouTube history. And then the caption said gay short films, and he was like, yo, Dion, what is this? I looked at my history and it said, you know, it said what it said, and I'm like, made up the biggest lie, like, nah, no, it wasn't me. It's just, I have a cousin that comes to my house, and they was just, look, I guess they were just on my phone. No, I never have anybody at my house. It wasn't nobody, it was me. And then like 15, remember Kick? Everybody was on Kick. Everybody was on Kick. I was 15, sophomore year. This was when I guess I was like starting to talk to, well, I wouldn't even say that. I was 15, it was this boy on my Instagram, like a couple years older than me. I was like 15, he was 18. And he commented on one of my pictures saying I was cute. I'm like, you know people could see this, right? And he would, like, he got my Kick and we would inbox each other. I personally, I wasn't into him, but I was entertaining it. And I was 15, so it's like, you know, I can't think of it. I can't think of any reason to. I was just like entertaining it. I guess it was intention. It was attention, because at the time I didn't know how to talk to girls. I didn't know how to talk to anybody, but you know, I was mainly talking to girls, and it didn't go well for me, I guess. And so there's this guy who's just like, just giving it all to me, like, what's up? He used to say shit like, I'm like, yo, where's your boyfriend? He was like, I'm not gay. I'm like, oh, for real, then what are you? He's like, I'm a deonsexual. I'm like, yeah, stop playing. And like, I would just entertain shit like this, but I can't even remember many of our conversations because it was so long ago. And when I went through my depressive period, but like, I was entertaining it. But outside of that, that's when I was like, okay, I think something going on with me. So I started, like, you know, trying to talk. My first guy crush was my drama coach. He was beautiful. And I was just like, I don't know, I just started being, or try, like, I started like seeing people differently. And this was like a lot of, like, you know, I kind of identified as pansexual at first. So now I'm seeing everybody differently. I'm just like, wow.
So originally you thought you were gay?
First it was pan.
Pan.
I'm gonna shorten it. up. First it was pansexual. Then by the time I turned 18 or I graduated, I identified as a gay man because I was mainly talking to dudes at the time, so I assumed that I was gay. And then during that year of me identifying as gay, I had a friend who was a girl, and we kissed. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, I don't know. And then months later after that, that's when me being non-binary came into the mix. And I was just like, okay, so it's like I feel like I just started reflecting on everything about myself. So like deep down, and then I was like with my partner at the time, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like my horizons are more wide than being just gay, a gay man. I think I'm pansexual. So like between gay and like pan and bisexual, I fluctuated between those two, or I just identified with both because I just like more than two genders. But I think that's another like people I think the definition of bisexuality is like kind of confusing to people. It's just the concept of liking two or more genders, and not just only liking two genders. So I guess in a way, pansexual is kind of like a branch towards, like a branch of bisexuality. So I conform to it either way. But yeah. Since then I've just been a proud bisexual.
Have you experienced any mental health challenges because of how others viewed your sexual orientation?
I think the most traumatic situation I went through with being bisexual was the video. Well, so it was this post that I made on TikTok on my old page, and it triggered this controversial conversation that I personally never experienced until this moment, because it was a video that was talking about women not dating bisexual males. Because I personally do not, I said male specifically because I personally don't identify as a guy, but I'm biologically male and I'm male presenting. And it was a joke, but people use that video to express their biphobias because I don't know, I think it's just like I said, the like how people view men. And I guess like people got the game completely fucked up about who I am, or just bisexuals in general. So it was just like a thing where I didn't even know how to express like my issues with this video because people weren't listening, because that's how TikTok is. But that's another conversation.
Do you mind sharing what exactly you said?
I said, I'm like, so women, why don't you date bisexual males? Is it because we're not masculine enough? Is it because our sexual horizons are more wide? Is it because I could kick your ass in a twerking battle? That's exactly what I said. But it was a joke. It was funny. But people saw that video and they was just like, oh my God, it was so many things that were said. I was just like, wow. Because it was from, I wouldn't date a bisexual man misgendering me, because it's already hard competing with women. So why have to compete with men? Being over promiscuous. I have higher chances of catching STD, specifically HIV. Because I'm way too feminine. Because I don't want to do butt sex. And so many things.
How did those comments make you feel?
I felt less than human. Because I was just like, first off, who do y'all think I am? I was just like, I feel like at that point on TikTok, because that's still another conversation, but TikTok took down my page completely after that, which is why I have the new platform I have now, and why I don't go by bodacious anymore, because of like the traumas that happened on that page. And it was so bad, and I was just like so hurt, because I don't know, it was just so many thoughts, because I was angry because of the misconceptions of bisexual people. And I feel like generally bisexual people get it bad, because I've seen it plenty of times growing up, but it was also the point where, and it was just like, I can't voice what I want to say, because y'all blocked me from posting for a week. When I got when I was able to post again, they blocked my page. So now, not only is this going viral on TikTok, this is going viral on Twitter. Twitter viral and TikTok viral is two different fucking virals. And I'm getting my ass chewed up. I have all like the right things to say, but I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the right mental mindset. I didn't have like I just didn't have the right anything. So like at this point, it was the point where I didn't even want to speak upon bisexuality anymore. I connected with a research clinic in Newark through a friend, and it's like I wanted to like at this point I'm probably gonna get in contact with them in the future because I have my new platform, but I just felt helpless, and I just didn't realize how bad it was for bisexual like people. And then like I feel like it's just like either, and then like it's kind of like it's the same but different in terms of being male or female and being bisexual, because with like, you know, with women, females, it's over sexualized for them. And it's like, you know, they get, you know, like either discrimination or just over sexualized. Threesomes, oh, ew. And with men, they're just seen as, or men or males, they're just seen as less than people in a way, or just like oh, there's another thing, bisexual people. The people have this thought that bisexuality doesn't exist. Like you can't like both or more than one gender. Watch me. That's the only thing I'll say, just watch me. It's just so bad. Well, no, well, just to clarify my last statement, bisexual males and females will do the same thing, but with women it's more of a sexualized. And I'm just like, it's like, I know it's crazy because I was trying to talk about bisexual identity on my TikTok today. I didn't even, the video didn't even last 30 minutes on my page. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it anymore.
Do you feel like that's because of how TikTok and like the platform and people who use it responded to your initial video?
It was just like, I'm like, this is what y'all think? It was so new to me. Well, it wasn't new, but it was new going directly towards me, because people see me as like a pick me, or I'm seeking for validation. Ew. I don't seek validation from nobody, and I would never put myself in a position where somebody's uncomfortable with my identity. So I'm just like, so it brought me to tears. It brought me into like deep depression. So, and it was like already stuff that I was dealing with at the time. So I was so like where I walked, it was just like, it was crazy where like this is something I was like trying to run away from, and everywhere I went, it was coming right back at me. Oh, Dion, did you see this? Duh. Like going outside, I didn't even want to like talk to nobody. Like people will walk up to me, people that I don't even know like that. There was this one boy, I was like trying to like step out, and he was just like, yo, did you see this video? And it's like mad people, it was even on Instagram, this shit was going viral. I was traumatized. But I felt so voiceless because I'm not that great outside of TikTok. So now I felt like I fucked it up for bisexual people. I fucked up. It was crazy.
Do you feel like the media does a good job at providing multiple stories of bisexual people, or like people with a part of the LGBTQIA+ community?
I don't think social media and providing should be in the same sentence, because they always pick and choose what they want to publicize. People hear more things than the other, so it's a very complicated situation. But from what I was looking at, well, it's just like, it's complicated because like why I say I direct my frustration towards TikTok is because like I said, it's just like, it's this whole algorithm and process of what goes viral or not. Like it's, and then like, you know, the patterns are just so weird that I have to really strategically post what I post. So like what I said about, like when I said in the main video went viral, but when I'm expressing like the real context or real perception of what I was saying, or like the misconceptions that people are expressing about bisexual people, that will not be publicized. That will not go very far. So you know, but it's just like, that's just like my anger towards TikTok specifically. I can't say like Instagram is like a different ball game, because it's just like I'm not, you know, competent on, my experience is I'm not that competent on Instagram. YouTube, I'm not even on YouTube. Facebook, who? No shade. Shade. But I'm just like, so like, but like in terms of bisexual people, I felt, that was the moment I felt because that's the moment I felt biphobia. And I was like, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to go. And then like I tried to like look for help. I was fucked.
So you felt alone, you felt isolated.
I was just alone. Like I would look for comfort in all the right places, and I still felt alone.
Wow.
So that was trauma. Like I legit saw the video of another woman speaking about, like she was saying how, you know, if like a bisexual person comes to you and they're attracted to you, they don't really owe you they don't owe you that satisfaction of telling them that you're bisexual if they're only dealing with you. And this thought, it made me just think about one of, like when I said people think the stereotype of over promiscuity and, you know, the competition with dealing with other genders. When you say shit like that, it doesn't show righteousness on like why you don't like bisexual people. That just shows your insecurities. Because if I'm like in a monogamous perspective, if I'm only dealing with you, what you worried about me dealing with other people for? It's like, is it the concept that you don't trust me, or you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Like, you deal with the person. I'm like, first off, if anybody puts you in a position of compromising your trust and love, that has nothing to do with them being bisexual. So at this point, you just have this like connection with the person that like hurt you in bisexuality. It's two different things. And then like with the over promiscuous part, I don't slut shame nobody. Just as long as you know person's status, you're good. So I'm like, a person is not a hoe because they're bisexual. They're a hoe because they're a hoe. And that is it. It's nothing beyond that. So like when people say, oh, you bisexual, you must fuck with everybody. I'm like, do I like you? So does your statement still sound valid? No. So I'm like, yes, it's a whole like conversation. So I'm just like, but I posted that. It didn't last for 30 minutes. I couldn't do it no more. I said, if this shit goes viral, I do not want that coming back to me. And I felt, and it's been 3 months since that happened.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
just for you expressing how you feel about bisexuality.
that shit damn near brought me to tears. I was traumatized of all that shit. It had. It's like at this point, at some point I don't want to be apologetic for being bisexual, and I don't want to be apologetic for speaking on bisexual issues, but it's going to take some time, because and then TikTok is lucky, because my intentions of how I was going to go little bricks on everybody. I'm talking to my best friend. My best friend is not it's okay. He said you letting a bunch of defaults get to your head. At that moment, I was just like, fuck this shit. I'll go straight to my dorm. I was about to be like, I am not sorry for what I said. If you misinterpreted what I said, that's your fault. It's not my fault that y'all got all these stigmas against bisexual people. I was gonna go off, curse everybody out. I wasn't gonna be nice. I was gonna show no. But they blocked me from posting. So I had to take time and think about what I was saying. I tried to move on.
They muffled your voice.
They muffled the fuck out of my voice. And I had to take the hits for a week. And then by the time I got my shit back, I tried to move on. I was still getting shit. It's in my comments, it's queer people and straight people, cisgender straight people, just going off.
Can I ask a question? So you weren't able to post or anything, but they still allowed people to comment
on my shit.
Wow.
Like, I turned off the comments for a little bit, and then I ended up turning them back on. But even if I turned them off, they was gonna go on my other shit.
Wow.
So it was gonna make a difference. People, and like the video was still up, but people still had clips of what I was saying. So I was fucked regardless. So at this point, it was just like no point of like silencing myself. So, but, and it's like this thing with TikTok where, oof, I don't want to talk about TikTok so much. We talk about bisexual people, but it's this thing on TikTok there. It's like, if you're getting harassment, they won't attack them. They won't just take your shit down to make it easier. You know, you saw how fucked up that sound? I didn't do shit. So I'm just like,
Describe a moment in time where you had to hide or suppress your sexuality to appease others.
Sorry, that just sounds nasty. I'm suppressing myself for other bitches. Ew. Sorry. Ew. I haven't done that in so long. Probably, I mean, being in the closet for a little bit, so that happens. And then like, I think when after I came out to my mom, I feel like I have to come out to anybody else. But my grandfather, my mother did not want me to tell my grandfather, and she didn't want me to tell my favorite cousin at the time, who's a known homophobic, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that was like, I think like, I remember being, I think it was like 17, and doing this thing for my grandfather, just helping him out around his house. And I don't, like, my grandfather's the only person, I'm the only person he connects with in terms of his grandkids. He doesn't talk to me that much. I haven't seen his, what was that? I think the last time I seen my grandfather, I was like 19 at my uncle's funeral. So he doesn't know. I don't think he knows. I don't think, yeah, like we would talk about, the last time we talked about something romantic, I had to hide the fact that I like guys. And at the time, more guys were hitting me up than girls. He kept saying shit like, you know, you can find the love of your life in the church, you know. I'm like, oh, I sound like a complete dude. I'm like, nah, I ain't even concentrating on girls. I'm just concentrating on I'm just gonna work about my grades and everything. So in reality, my inbox was full of dudes. And I was, yeah, that's what, like, I think that's like the only time I could think of. I had to suppress myself, but other than that, they gonna know. I don't make it a secret.
What do you think the effects of race on your sexuality are, if there are any?
Oh my God. Oh, what? Sorry, I'm loud. Oh my God. The homophobia, the phobias in general in the black community is fucking barbaric. It's ridiculous. And I'm just so, it's like you would think a marginalized group would know what the fuck marginalized means. Black people will, and I'm not over generalizing black people because I would never do that, but it's just like, I don't even know where to start, but it's so crazy. With the whole the whole Lil Nas X video popped. Oh shit! T.I., Da Baby, Lil Boosie pisses me the fuck off. Lil Boosie I lost all respect for him when he was speaking upon Dwayne Wade and his transgender daughter. How y'all doing? If y'all ever see this, God bless you. And I give respect to Dwayne Wade. But the way Boosie expresses violence and hate towards LGBTQ folks is disgusting. And they will blatantly tell you that, like, you know, black people don't really fuck with shit like that. Don't be speaking for every black person, because this black person is with the gay shit. So let me look at the camera. So like, it's just like, if you because it's just like, I feel like I don't have a concrete like group where I don't feel included anymore, because the homophobia in the black community, the racism and like phobia, it's a phobia in every community, but it's just like astonishing in the black community. So like, it's at the point where, you know, people like civil rights activists, you know, in modern day will, like, you know, they sacrifice anything just for, you know, black people to have liberation. But the moment they find out that they're queer, they like, nah, it would be cool if he wasn't gay. It's like, I don't even know where to start. Because like, people, I don't know what the fuck they think about femininity or masculinity, but at the end of the day, he put his life on the line for your black ass. But you can't fuck with him because he's gay. So I'm just, that shit breaks my heart. And it's just like, I don't know, that's just how, I'm tired of saying that's how the world goes, because the world needs some fucking work. But don't even get me started. But like, yeah, it hurts. It really does. It most definitely hurts.
Have any friendships, family relationships, and or job opportunities been ruined because of your sexual orientation?
I don't really know. Well, remember I told you, I guess it was a misconfusion. It was confusion, but I don't know. But like, I stopped talking to people because I was scared that they wouldn't accept me. So that fear has caused me to just like, not express it. Oh, people that I was raised around or living in the same neighborhood with, like I guess the way I express myself is like more obvious, so they just don't really feel comfortable talking to me like that anymore. Me and my mom, like, our relationship is slightly different, but she's like, you know, coming in terms of it, but it's just like, it's still things we need to work on. Like, I don't know what my mother thinks, but like, everybody knows, and I made sure of it, because you're not gonna love me, you're not gonna like me if I'm not going up. It's just like, it's not going to be an authentic relationship if I keep this suppressed. So where you stand and where I stand, it's just whatever. I don't really give a fuck. But like, you know, my mother would, like, if somebody else mentions my sexuality around my mother, she would not feel comfortable, and she would just cut the conversation short. And I'm just like, you think that's helping, but it's not. That just shows the shame that you have for people like me. Like with just, if I meet another person from like my neighborhood or from neighborhoods where I'm from, I'm not going to feel comfortable. Like, it's like I would make it obvious and I'll make sure that they would know, but I'm not going to make it comfortable, and I don't want to feel as if I have to announce this every time. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't want to suppress this part of myself. And if it's brought up that I am, you know, I like guys, and I'm just, it's just going to be complicated. So it's like, I don't feel comfortable telling people from like my neighborhood. I played football. You can imagine how the fuck that went. People are more nosy than anything. Oh yeah, high school. I don't know, it's also a thing. Okay, it's also a thing where like, when I came out in high school, I was a lot more masculine back then. I played football, like I was just masculine in general. And then I'm just going to compare this to another friend that was gay in high school. People accepted me more because I wasn't flamboyant or feminine, because they saw that as annoying, or they just saw that like, you know, it's just weird. But I had another friend who was like, and he is just like, he gets a lot more shit than I do. And that's why I never really took pride in like my coming out story in high school, because it was just like, I felt like it was just bias. And then by the time I graduated, I started being in, like, expressing myself even more, and I'm just as flamboyant as he is, and it's just like weird. So it's just, so it's just like, you know, it questions my like the relationships I have then and the relationships I have in the future. And like even if like I'm dating somebody, like I said, I don't like dating people that, like, if I date, like, it's not even just cis, like, you know, straight women. It's even gay men that don't date bisexual men, like bisexual like people. So
it's biphobia and the LGBTQI.
It's phobias in every community, and the queer is like, you hear like, you know, like the people put this image of the LGBTQ community as like a cisgender, buff, blonde-haired, blue-eyed gay man. Do I look like? Do I look like that? So yes, it's transphobia in the queer community. It's because it's just like this hierarchy in every community. So it's just like, it's so horrible. So yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, it's phobias.
What is your opinion on using labels to identify ourselves? Labels such as lesbian, bisexual, gay, transsexual, butch, femme, top, bottom. Are you for or against them?
It's like whatever you conform to is what you conform to. It's just the concept of throwing a label on everything and thinking everything is, like I said before, everything just has to be, not everybody's just going to be putting a label on everything. Don't just slap a label on everything. However you conform to is how you conform. If you identify with the label, I'm the same person. I felt comfortable with it, so I'll put the label on myself. But don't be like, oh, I'm with whatever. Oh, so you're pansexual. Did I say that? Did I say I was where'd you hear that from? Did I say that? No. I said I like what the hell I like. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not with forcing labels at all.
People labeling other people.
Yeah, I'm like, did they say they were? I'm like, when they say that? Who said that? Like, you don't be doing that. It's just like, if you want to hear it come out my mouth, then don't be saying anything. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Are you religious?
I believe in higher power, but like the way I feel as if like religion can be, I find it weird that religion and law is conformed together. So that's like why we're in the position we are now, because we already know how Christianity and LGBTQ community relationships are. So like, it's like, I feel like believe whatever and what you want to believe, but it's just, I'm gonna live my life. I try to remain impactful, powerful. I remain positive. I just remain the best person I can be every day of my life. So whatever stigmas or image you have of queer people, clearly that has nothing to do with me. I'm not the one with the problem. So it's just like, you know, whatever, you could say whatever you want or what happens in the afterlife. I know that I'm gonna leave this earth being the best person I was. So it's just like, I don't know, it's a very complicated relationship. I pray that it's something like, after, like, I think everybody wants something good to happen when all is said and done. But all I know is that I'm in the life that I am right now. So whatever you say is sinful in terms of who I love or who I am, and it has no negative effect on anybody, then I'm gonna question your God, and I'm gonna question who you are as a person. So it's just like, it's a very, very complicated relationship.
How can heterosexuals be a good ally to queer folk?
Open your fucking mind. You and your identity is not the only thing in this goddamn world. I feel like it's just like, I don't like, I feel like people have their own world, and I feel like we just shouldn't be just sucked in one world. It's so many different things outside. So it's just, I don't know, just be open-minded, be educated, acknowledge your privilege, acknowledge your history as a cisgender, because it's history behind cisgender men, it's history behind being a heterosexual person, and there's a lot of privilege that comes with it, and you need to acknowledge that. It's it's just so much. We have safe zone trainings that should be more, like, that should happen even more. Take those, educate yourself, respect the identity of a queer person. Just acknowledge and educate yourself and be open-minded.
What message would you give to someone struggling to accept their sexuality?
You a bad bitch. Don't ever let nobody shame you for who you love and who you are. That's it.
Do you have any final words for those watching?
To the people with stigmas towards non-binary people, I exist and I'm not going anywhere. To the people with stigmas of bisexual people, I don't want you. Don't get the game fucked up. Ooh, the stigmas. I don't care about the statistics, because clearly if that narrative doesn't apply to me, then that shouldn't be brought to my attention. And clearly the statistics are wrong, and clearly the statistics is corrupt and it's a rumor. Do better research. And to the people with any kind of phobias or isms in any marginalized community, do better. I guess that's it.
Where can people find you?
TikTok, I guess. My TikTok is Amar.Dion. So AMAR.Dion. I go to Rutgers University, Newark, HLC. I'll be in the hood, but you ain't going to know where I live at. Yeah, that's what you gonna find me.